Let's start with our first news. The rumors are true. Conor McGregor is officially returning to the UFC, and it's happening during International Fight Week. After months of speculation, negotiations have progressed significantly, bringing the Irishman's long-awaited comeback closer to reality. Fans have been waiting for this moment, and now it's finally confirmed. Conor took to social media on Wednesday to share the exciting news. He wrote, "The rumors are true. Mr. Confidence returns to safe fighting again. Call your grandma. Nanny, we did it. Watch and pay me. You pay me. You fat Irish prick. You don't have my money. I put your brain to sleep. See you in the casinos after. Mac loves you all. I got love for y'all, and it's an honor. It's light work. It's easy for life and eternity. It's M. Gregor. Big money Mac Daddy McGregor. I expect fawning of the highest for life. I do this fight game easy peasy. The sound of my shots off the head go bing and green dot laser form. Go BHB. Watch divine magic when I fight. Hey Paramount Plus. See you guys soon. I'm so excited. And born ready, the notorious." His words capture the energy, charisma, and confidence that fans have come to expect from Conor. The post highlights his excitement and the larger-than-life personality that has made him one of the most iconic figures in MMA. From the bold declarations to the playful taunts, every line shows that Conor is not only ready to compete, but is fully embracing the spectacle of his return. The timing of his comeback during International Fight Week is perfect, as it ensures maximum attention from fans and media alike. Conor's presence in the octagon is always a major draw, and this announcement will undoubtedly create a surge of excitement across the MMA community. His blend of skill, bravado, and entertainment continues to define him as one of the sport's biggest stars. Fans can expect a mix of electrifying performance and unpredictable moments once Conor steps back into the cage. Every word of his announcement shows that he's mentally and physically prepared for the challenge, promising a fight that will live up to the hype. Conor McGregor's return is set to be one of the most talked about events in MMA for 2026, bringing anticipation, drama, and spectacle back to the sport. With his social media confirmation, Conor has officially signaled that the countdown is on. Fans around the world are ready to witness the notorious back in action, and the excitement is palpable. The Irishman is born ready, and the fight world is about to feel his energy once again. Move on to another news. Lerone Murphy believes he won the fight against Movsar Evloev at UFC London, insisting that the first 3 rounds were clearly in his favor. In a tweet after the fight, Murphy wrote, "I loved every second of the fight. I thought I'd done enough to take the first 3 rounds, although it was close. A draw at the very least with the point deduction, but on to the next. Move fought a smart fight and didn't give me many openings. I could have created a bit more chaos. I hope we can run this back at some point. I'll be back with a vengeance." Photos also surfaced online showing Movsar Evloev with a nasty broken nose during his fight camp for UFC London, which has added more fuel to the debate. Fans remain split on the majority decision, with some arguing the fight should have been scored a draw because of the point deduction and how close the rounds were. Others believe Evloev clearly did more damage overall, controlling the fight with his wrestling, ground and pound, and cage control. Despite the controversy, the victory keeps Movsar undefeated at 20-0 and strengthens his case as the #1 contender for Alex Volkanovski's featherweight title. The champ has admitted he was pleasantly surprised by Evloev's performance, particularly how well he stood and traded with Murphy instead of relying solely on wrestling. He described it as quite impressive and gave fair play to Movsar for maintaining his unbeaten record. When asked about the title picture, Alex confirmed that he believes Movsar is next in line. He had previously stated that he wanted the winner of Evloev versus Murphy as his next challenger, and after watching the fight, he appears ready to face the undefeated Russian contender. The match highlighted Evloev's strategic approach and Murphy's resilience, showcasing a high-level contest that had fans and analysts debating the outcome for days. With the victory, Movsar not only preserves his perfect record, but also solidifies his position as a top contender in the featherweight division. The fight underscored the importance of both skill and strategy, with Murphy's aggressive style clashing against Evloev's tactical execution. The debate over the scoring and point deduction will continue, but Movsar's undefeated streak and next title implications make this bout a significant milestone in his career. The anticipation for his showdown with Alex is now building, as fans await the next chapter in the featherweight title picture. Move on to another news. Jorge Masvidal believes that Kamaru Usman is the only fighter who can beat Islam Makhachev. Speaking about potential matchups, Masvidal said, "I can see him fighting for the title, and he's probably also, I would say, Makhachev. That's the only guy I want to see him fight." Yeah. He explained that Makhachev is extremely tough to handle on the ground, and any opponent would have to force him to strike. Masvidal added, "He's going to have to make Makhachev strike, and I always want to see, whole well-rounded grappling. I just want to see like in the JDM fight where he took him down, and I say, JDM's not getting up half court. He's not getting up, and just held him." Masvidal emphasized that taking down Makhachev is no easy task, and that Kamaru's wrestling and on-the-feet skills give him a significant advantage. He's not going to take Usman down easy, and Usman's ride is not the easiest, on the feet. I give the advantage to Usman as one. Obviously, he has a size advantage. He further explained that if anyone at 170 pounds could realistically hand Makhachev a loss or produce an amazing fight, it would be Kamaru Usman. So, I think if anybody really, I would have to pick one guy to give Makhachev a loss at 170 or an amazing fight, it's Usman. Masvidal's perspective highlights the respect fighters have for Makhachev's grappling and control, while also recognizing Usman's ability to counter those strengths with his power, wrestling, and strategic striking. The matchup between Makhachev and Usman would be a clash of elite skill sets, combining Makhachev's precise ground game with Usman's strength, size, and well-rounded MMA abilities. Fans can expect a contest that tests both fighters at the highest level. Masvidal's comments reflect the broader MMA community's view that while Makhachev is dominant, Usman possesses the combination of skills and attributes necessary to challenge him. Any bout between these two would not only be a tactical battle, but also a spectacle showcasing grappling, striking, and championship-level strategy. The discussion also underscores the anticipation for potential fights in the lightweight and welterweight divisions, as matchups like this define the path toward title contention and historical significance in MMA. Masvidal's insight reinforces Usman's status as one of the few fighters capable of standing up to Makhachev's dominance, making this hypothetical showdown one of the most intriguing possibilities in the sport. Move on to another news. Francis Ngannou is backing Jon Jones in his ongoing feud with Dana White, criticizing the UFC for not paying Jones more than $15 million to appear at the White House card. The conflict escalated after White claimed that the promotion never properly negotiated with Jones for the event. Jones fired back, stating he was offered $15 million, but wanted more, and later requested his release from the UFC during a recent interview on the Ariel Helwani show. Ngannou weighed in on the situation, fully supporting Jones and insisting he deserves far more than what was offered. He said, "Of course, Jon Jones deserves that. What are you talking about? Jon has been in this organization for how long? He's been a champion since he was 23, I believe. Took his, 15 years? Or over 15 years. He emphasized that Jones' contributions to the sport go far beyond a single fight. If there's somebody that deserves something nowadays, even just to pay him tribute, it's Jon Jones. He needs to get paid, maybe not only for the fight he's fighting, but for what he has done for the sport, for what he's taken the sport to. He's the Jon Jones that we all know. If the goal is not respected, then who should be respected?" Ngannou's comments highlight the wider debate about fighter compensation and recognition for their impact on MMA. According to him, Jones' influence on the sport, his historic career, and his status as a multi-division champion warrant compensation that reflects his legacy. He argued that a payment of $15 million is insufficient considering Jones' achievements and the revenue and attention he brings to the UFC. The situation underscores ongoing tensions between fighters and the promotion regarding pay and acknowledgement, particularly for athletes who have shaped the sport for over a decade. Ngannou's support adds weight to Jones's claim, emphasizing that fighter contributions should be respected and rewarded appropriately. As the debate continues, the MMA community is closely watching the dispute between Jones and the UFC. Ngannou's statements reinforce the idea that legends like Jones, who have defined the sport and elevated its global profile, deserve recognition not only through fights, but also through fair and substantial compensation. The conversation reflects the larger issue of how MMA promotions value their athletes and the importance of honoring the careers of those who have helped grow the sport to its current prominence. Move on to another news. Jorge Masvidal has revealed that he turned down an offer from MVP after the UFC intervened, signaling that his return to the promotion could be imminent. During a recent episode of his Death Row MMA podcast, Masvidal explained that he had received an offer to make his MMA comeback on the Ronda Rousey vs. Gina Carano card on May 16th, streaming on Netflix. He said, "So, I got offered to fight on this card. I had a very good, nice offer from Netflix, but the UFC had other plans for me. They said, no, we're going to use you, and we're going to break the news here first on this podcast, where they want me to fight, when they want me to fight, and how they want me to fight." Masvidal expressed his appreciation for the offer, adding, "I was talking to Nikisa. You know, I get along very well with Nika. Love for him for even thinking of me and calling me up, but it just didn't work out. I had the first offer before they gave it to Nate. It was me, and I desperately wanted to take the fight, but UFC has a good plan for me, and they told me the plan. I like it, and we're gonna see it through now." He confirmed that his return is officially moving forward, saying, "Coming back now, you know? Let's go. I'll show you guys the message from Hunter where it says, 'Welcome back home.' I had a good long talk with Hunter, and there's a nice little deal for me there, so I'm going to take it. Hell yeah." While the opponent has not yet been announced, Masvidal mentioned that there are 3 strong candidates under consideration. The fight will take place in the 170-pound weight class. He concluded by expressing his gratitude to the UFC leadership, saying, "Shout out to Hunter. Shout out to Dana. Thank you guys always for taking care of your boy." Masvidal's comments highlight his excitement and readiness to return, while also showing the influence of the UFC in guiding his comeback strategy. The intervention prevented him from accepting the Netflix card fight and ensures that his return aligns with the UFC's larger plans. Fans can anticipate an exciting return from one of MMA's most dynamic and entertaining fighters, as Masvidal prepares to step back into the octagon. The build-up emphasizes both the anticipation of his first fight back and the careful planning behind how the UFC is positioning him for maximum impact. His enthusiasm and confidence signal that when he returns, it will be a highly anticipated and significant moment for the sport. Move on to another news. Islam Makhachev's next fight has been confirmed for a July main event, settling months of speculation. A few days ago, Michael Morales posted on Instagram that he had signed a contract to fight Islam for the welterweight title. While that wasn't official at the time, Ali Abdelaziz has now verified that Islam will headline a UFC welterweight title fight in July. Although he didn't explicitly name the opponent, it is now clear that the fight will be against Michael Morales, just as Morales had hinted. Islam's team revealed that the UFC had initially offered the fight against Morales back in January, but Islam had to turn it down at the time. Now, the promotion is aiming to make the matchup happen in July, setting up a highly anticipated title clash. Ali Abdelaziz also provided updates on Ilia Topuria, revealing that the UFC made it clear they would strip Topuria of the lightweight title if he did not accept the fight against Justin G.I. at the White House. If Topuria had refused, the UFC was prepared to book Arman versus Justin for the undisputed championship, highlighting how critical this window was for both fighters. Speaking with TMZ Sports, Ali said, "I believe Ilia and Islam is the biggest fight the UFC can make. I think this fight should happen this year. Islam got out for a different fight at welterweight. Islam already has a fight in the summer. We have a welterweight #1 contender match against someone. It's a done deal already, and UFC will announce it probably soon." Ali explained that if Islam had taken the earlier fight, Topuria's bout would not have been on the card. He added, "One of the things too, if he didn't take the Justin fight, it would have affected Topuria and Justin's fans as well." This was a lot of conversation, and it happened in the middle of the night. A lot of people put work into this. My part, my guys were ready to fight, was good to go. Ali also noted that arranging Justin G.I.'s fight took only 5 minutes to finalize, and that Topuria was initially scheduled to face Arman for the undisputed title. The confirmation of Islam versus Morales in July sets the stage for a major welterweight showdown, while the Topuria situation demonstrates how the UFC navigates title fights and fighter obligations to ensure the biggest matchups happen. Fans can expect a summer packed with high-stakes fights and championship implications across multiple divisions. Move on to another news. Jiri Prochazka shared his thoughts on the BMF title, emphasizing that it should be about standing and trading in the center of the octagon. The recent fight between Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway sparked a lot of debate, as Oliveira secured a unanimous decision victory using a grappling-heavy game plan. Fans and fighters alike criticized the approach, arguing that it didn't reflect the essence of the BMF title. Prochazka seems to agree with that sentiment, believing that the belt should reward fighters who engage in pure, unrelenting striking, rather than relying on grappling tactics. He explained, "Would you like one day to fight for a light heavyweight BMF belt? And I don't know why, but maybe because of today's interview, I thought about that today. I thought about that, and I just got an idea." He continued, "I think the BMF title will go to the guy who stays in the center of the octagon and trades shots, like Max Holloway just showed, standing in the center with his hand up and staying there throughout all the rounds. That's pure violence, pure BMF." Prochazka highlighted that the title should reflect the warrior mentality, fighters willing to face their opponent head-on, consistently trading blows and embracing the chaos of a stand-up war. He emphasized that this approach embodies what the BMF belt represents: courage, toughness, and the willingness to put everything on the line without retreating. According to him, the essence of the BMF title is about action and spectacle, rewarding those who deliver exciting fights and demonstrate dominance through striking and heart. Grappling, while effective in MMA, doesn't capture the same visceral excitement and doesn't align with the legacy of the belt as originally intended. Prochazka's perspective resonates with fans who value high-paced, striking-focused bouts that keep audiences on the edge of their seats. His view suggests that future BMF title fights should prioritize fighters who are willing to engage in raw, unfiltered exchanges, showcasing both skill and courage in every round. By setting this standard, the BMF belt remains a symbol of fearlessness and pure combat spirit. Prochazka's comments reinforce the idea that fighters aspiring for the title must not only excel technically, but also embody the mentality of a true BMF, standing tall, trading hard, and never backing down in the center of the octagon.